Hey, what's up, everybody? So I can't believe I'm making this video, but today is my 3 years of sobriety, which is like crazy. It's gone by so fast. I mean, just it seems like, I was at 6 months or like a year, like a few months ago. That's what it feels like, honestly. Time has just been flying by. Um, but yeah, I can't believe, not that I like thought that I would fail, but it's just like, I don't know, it just still seems like kind of ludicrous. It's like I've struggled with addiction for so much of my life, and for the past 3 years I've been able to stay away from drugs, and I've been living like a much better life and much more stable, and pursuing goals and working on things that I want to work on, instead of trying to chase high, hide my emotions, drown them out, try to just maladaptively cope with, alcohol and nitrous and, everything else. But yeah, I think the main thing that has helped me, is, living in this recovery house that I'm in. I'm very, very grateful to be in this recovery house. I'm very grateful that it's like a really great house. All the housemates here are fantastic. We get along pretty much for the most part. We might have some disagreements here and there, but we are all respectful of each other, and I'm really grateful for that respect. There's never like a time where it's like I feel disrespected, or someone's being disrespectful, even when we might disagree on some stuff, because of course it's like living with anyone. Of course you're going to run into some disagreements. Like not everyone's like, we like people, like we make mistakes. It's like eating something like that was left out that you thought was like for the house, and it wasn't, like making that assumption, for example. Yeah, I think living in this house has been the biggest part of me being successful in my recovery. I think what has also helped, was doing intensive outpatient. And I've had a few rounds of intensive outpatient that didn't really stick, because I was living in my apartment. The day after I last used, which is March 30th, which is today, but in 2022, I was the day before I moved into this house. So it's like I've been clean ever since I moved into this house. So it's been a huge factor in my recovery. But I think, being in this house, and then like being able to like have a safe environment, or like a supportive environment, really allowed me to make the most out of the intensive outpatient, and then of course into outpatient, and then completely, or graduating and like moving on from that. I think another thing that helped was being more involved in the recovery community. I haven't been in a long time. I haven't been a member in a while, because I just couldn't commit enough time to like do the basic requirements. Like, well, I shouldn't say I couldn't commit, but I just didn't want to commit to going down there to meet. Part of the membership requirements was attending your specific group. Like we all have like our own groups, like of like 5 to 10 people, once a week, and then also like being sober, and then helping, like volunteering, or like signing up for like the chores after lunch is served. But because I started getting into working out quite a bit, and then going to the gym, I like to go like earlier in the day. So it's like the time that they served lunch and the time that the group was, it would interfere with my ideal time to go to the gym. So I haven't been in a long time, but roundabout way of saying, when I was going and when I was volunteering, that was also a pretty big component of helping really build a strong foundation for my recovery. And then I think the recovery coaching has been really helpful too. It's nice to, I guess it gives me more incentive to be sober and be strong in my recovery. So yeah, I think that helps quite a bit. But yeah, I'm so grateful. It's like, I feel like I've been making some steady progress on, some of my goals, especially like fitness wise. I feel like I'm already like a bit better. Like, I'm 1 week off of my LGD, cycle, and I'm feeling pretty good. I don't seem so like bloated and like have water retention, so that's been great. I've been making really good progress in the gym, still making strength gains. So I'm stoked about that. I need to start cutting down in the next few weeks. I need to make a conceited effort to lose body fat and lean out, because I'm just tired of having this much body fat. Just sucks. It just doesn't feel good. But the beauty, like, again, being in recovery, I can actually like work towards that. Like, I don't have to worry about like drinking a whole bunch the night before, like consuming a bunch of empty calories, and then, being hungover and not going to the gym the day after. I can commit all my time and energy to going to like working out, versus spending that time, like getting and using nitrous oxide. So yeah, I guess moving forward, hitting this 3-year milestone, I think moving forward, I want to get back to making more content on YouTube. Especially like with the nitrous oxide, I feel like that's been a really great niche for me to like make content on, because there's not too much available, and I seem to get the most user engagement on it, which is great, because it's like the comments people leave, like saying that they've found me sharing my story, my experiences, especially with the nerve damage and being able to like not being able to walk or stand, and then eventually being able to recover pretty much to almost 100% normal. I think that's awesome. So it's like, still maybe try to like find some other like facets of like nitrous oxide or my experiences or my physical recovery. Excuse me. Make some more videos of that, explore that some more, because that seems to be the most helpful for people. But also, I don't know, it's just like, it'd be nice to make other content too, like in terms of like recovery or mental health, coping skills, stuff like that. But yeah, just, enjoying today. I had a really good arm workout earlier today. I attended my volunteer recovery meeting that we do once a month, or volunteer recovery coach meeting, through the organization that I work for as a coach, which is nice because we get paid, we get a stipend for that, so it's nice to get a little money from that. And then I'm supposed to be meeting a recovery at 3:30. I haven't heard back from them. I texted them as a reminder earlier today. I didn't hear back. I hope they're able to meet, because I've had a few recoveries drop off recently, because we reached the end of our sessions, or some have just been missing in action, and so that means less income from me. I'll probably make a dedicated video for I will make a dedicated video for this, because I don't know who will see this, who stuck through this video so far, but I've been thinking about offering my recovery coach, like, being a recovery coach for people like online, like being able to like facilitate or set up like an arrangement where people could pay me for like an hour, or even half hour, of meeting time to, for me to be their coach. Yeah, so I need to work out like the logistics for like how exactly, I have a good idea of like how I could probably make that happen. But I still need to give it a little more thought, but I think that would be really cool. Especially like, a recovery coach for like those that are trying to stay sober from nitrous oxide, and possibly, you know, experiencing the effects of nerve damage and not being able to walk. You know, I think it would be incredibly helpful for a lot of people to have a coach that has lived experience with that. But in general too, I think it's just, I have involvement in the legal system. I've been through treatment, inpatient and outpatient. Live in a recovery house. You know, I have mental illness. Major grief, like, you know, losing my nursing job. Losing my apartment, losing my car, stuff like that. I would consider that major grief. I mean, it's like for some people that maybe that's not quite as much grief as like losing like a parent or a loved one. But I think those are still, can be reasonable sources of grief, I suppose. But I guess what I'm saying is just like, I've been through a lot, and, hopefully I can use my experiences to help support others. And it would be nice to not just limit myself to the organization that I work for and let them determine, because they make the matches. I have no say of like in who I'm going to start working with. They'll just hit me up occasionally, be like, hey, I got a match for you. So since I still have all this free time and could use some more money, and it would be possibly beneficial to people. I probably will make a dedicated video soon, I guess just explaining, the services I could offer and how we can arrange that, like being able to meet over the phone or over Zoom, or Google Meet, whatever. So that's one goal that I plan on working on. And then also, they recently, in my state, they rolled out like a more expanded peer counselor role. Because I don't know if I've specifically mentioned, but in addition to being a recovery coach, like having the CCAR training, I've also done peer counseling training. So I have both of those. But my state recently expanded that peer counselor role. It's like peer support specialist or something like that. So I need to do some more training to be able to do that. So that's another goal of mine. And also, I don't know, just trying to like, I just find enjoyment in life, and, I'm really thankful I don't have to work so much, where I can like slow down and enjoy life. Like, I don't have to like, wake up anxious because I'm working, a 3 to 11, nursing shift, that day. I could wake up and do my usual routine, but eat breakfast, chill for a bit, and then go to the gym and, spend the rest of the day like going to the store or something, or walking, occasionally meeting with people. So yeah, that's an ongoing goal too, is just to continue finding enjoyment in life, and practicing gratitude, of course, continuing to practice self-care and radical acceptance and self-love and all that fun stuff. So I'm just really glad. 3 years, it's crazy how fast that flies by. I'm sure it'll feel like it's only been a few weeks, or like maybe a month or two before I hit the 4-year mark. Which of course I'll make a video on that. But we have 365 days till that happens, so that'll be a little while. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate everyone that comments and likes the videos and subscribes. We're almost at 400 subscribers too, which is like super awesome. I'm so thankful. I'm really looking forward to eventually hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. Well, I guess 500, and then 750, and then 1,000, and hopefully more than that down the road. I'm sure that'll take a while, but I think as long as I somewhat consistently post content, we'll probably get there. So thank you guys for all the subscribers, and yeah, just sharing your love and your support, and your comments on the videos. It's really encouraging to, read that, some of my videos have been helpful for people, and like they're going through something similar. So yeah, I just really appreciate that too. So yeah, I'm gonna probably end it here then, because I'm gonna be meeting pretty soon, possibly, if they don't not show up. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys sometime soon.